And breaking news coming in, government has also cleared FDI in the broadcast sector. Captain Gopinath joins us now to talk more about aviation, FDI in aviation. Captain Gopinath, is this just what the doctor ordered?
I think one of the medicines. Not everything that is needed. I think it's a very good gesture from the government. I hope they show firm resolve in issuing the orders. Unlike last time, if you remember what happened in the retail, they did not issue it after clearing it in the cabinet. And I'm sure now this time I think the government has got firm resolve. I'm told the Prime Minister is taking the firm step now. It is extraordinarily a good gesture. It is good for the aviation sector. It is good for the passengers, because I think, as we all know today, the prices have gone sky high. There is almost a kind of cartelization, because there were one or two airlines which were lobbying against it because they do not want competition to come in. They're giving all kind of excuses and alibis to ensure that they're using their own political clout to see that the FDI in aviation does not come in. But fortunately, I think the government has seen sense in doing this. It is not only FDI in existing airlines.
Yeah.
Because some of the airlines, FDI may not go in there because the airline is in such a bad shape that people may not want to enter there. But I think it is good for new startups. A lot of airlines will show interest. They'll pick up partners locally, and as long as the management and the board controls in the Indian companies, because they'll not have legacy issues, they'll not have huge valuation issues, and therefore they can have a new shareholder agreement, start from scratch, put a good DNA with cost control and low cost and efficiency and inclusiveness. So in that sense, it will be vibrant and open up the skies, and it's good for the passengers, and more capacity, more routes, more cities, because only 3% of India is traveling by air.
Yep, and now many more will, with prices, if they come down, hopefully when they come down. But Captain Gopinath, there were some who feared that if FDI comes in aviation, then the big players would then start the cartelization. That fear, you say, is unfounded.
No, what I'm saying is that some of the players, many times, instead of blaming the politicians, we have to blame our business tycoons, because once they get a license, they do not want others to get a license. It happened before when they tried to stop Tata Singapore Airlines. So similarly, the same thing was playing out for the last 3 years. A couple of airlines were lobbying with the government not to allow FDI in aviation because they didn't want more competition. Now they have to compete, and of course the government has to do more in this sector. It's not just FDI; they have to have a long-term strategic vision for aviation. A lot of issues are there in terms of ATF taxation. There's also this other aspect of GAR and the Vodafone case, the Mauritius route for investing. Even that has to be clarified, because that is going to affect all investments into India, including the airline investment. Because right now everybody is nervous. They want consistency and stability in the Indian, fiscal policy and the tax regime. And hopefully, I think that is happening now because the new finance minister has taken charge. And I think the right messages have gone out, but we need it in. I think all the foreign airlines are saying they want to see it in writing. What is the government's views on GAR? What is its views on the double taxation through Mauritius?
Okay.
Will their investments be taxed when they take it out?
Okay.
These kind of issues. But I think most important is that aviation should be treated as a core infrastructure. They should have a long-term strategic aviation policy for this sector. And we need to have more capacity, more competition.
Indeed, and professional management. Is that what is going to happen? For the moment, Captain Gopinath, many thanks for joining me with your views.